Guys, Sane here with an updated SalamanGreat deck profile that I have finally got to finish. So I'm going to start off with the main deck like I did before. I run one mole. Basically, he's a free body as long as you link summon in a turn. Also, he can banish to shuffle 5 of your SalamanGreats back. I got one raccoon because he is basically a battle trap. From your hand. He can also return to your hand whenever you link summon using one with the same name. I run one mirror. That way you can search it out and immediately get a body on the field, or if you need, you can pitch another one and bring him out. I run one coyote. This one it can go back and forth between 0. I like it at 1 because if you do get it on the field, you can return summon as long as you link summon with it. I got the one gazelle, obvious reasons, you know, once your SalamanGreat leaves the field, bring it out, and you get to pitch one to the grave. One jaguar, basically he helps refill your extra deck from the grave to bring out. Falco is kind of the same way. He can return something to your hand in order to summon himself from the grave. Whenever he's sent to the grave, you can return a spell or trap. I run one foul because you normal and special SalamanGreats obviously throughout the whole deck, and he's a free body. One beat bison, big body, plus he can help refill your resources. Main startup card is Foxy. Run her at 3 because you excavate the top 3 of your deck, you pick a SalamanGreat, shuffle the rest back, and then if it's in the grave and there's a face-up field card, you can either do the excavation effect, or you can bring it out as long as there's a face-up spell or trap, and then you can blow up a face-up spell or trap once Foxy hits the field. Run 3 Spiny for 1. It can activate during damage because it increases attack by pitching itself. And then if you have the SalamanGreat, you can bring it back from the grave. It does get banished, but that's another reason we run 3, is to make sure we have that play. I run 3 Flame Buffalo because you can immediately go into one of your extra deck monsters with this, and then you pitch a Cybers from your hand, and you can draw 2 cards. So it's a free +2. 3 actually, because of the link you go into. Personally, I only run one Lady Debug. I did have her upped, but I felt like it was bricking way too much because all you got to do was you get to search, and that doesn't really help the deck too much. That's why I feel 1 is the safe level. That's it for my monsters. For my spells, I run my 1 circle. You either search or you protect one of your SalamanGreats. 1 reoccurrence, because like the name says, it's a reoccursion. You get 2 of your SalamanGreats back from your grave, and if it gets popped while it's like on the face down or something, you just get to search for a SalamanGreat card. I run 1 Fusion of Fire. Always treat it as a SalamanGreat so you can keep recycling it, and you can also use your opponent's link monsters for your materials. I run 2 Sanctuary. On any deck that you ever see me play, I will more than likely have 2 of the field card, just because I feel like that's more of a solid play. It's not an extreme brick, and plus with this one, it could be up to 3 just because of how mandatory the card is, and SalamanGreats are just exploding, so people are trying to hit that card as fast as they can. I run 2 Will. I've considered putting it up to 3, because you can either activate it and then summon a SalamanGreat from your hand or your grave, or you can pitch it to target a SalamanGreat link you control and bring back SalamanGreats equal to its link rating to that zones that it points to. I believe it's that it points to. Nope, it doesn't even have to point to it, so you just bring back whatever that link rating is. I run 1 Burning Shell. I've thought about putting it to 2, but I feel like 1 is fine because you bring out 1, from your hand, a SalamanGreat from your hand to immediately link. You can't use your link monster's effect, so you have to have that sanctuary or be able to extend your plays. So I feel like any more than this, it's a dead card. I run 3 Transcendence because this actually helps speed up your plays. It helps your opponent miss your targets, or it can help for an OTK, or it can just help expand your field. I run 1 Signet Fusion just to give me my other fusion option, or if I have this and my fire, then I can use 1, go into my extra deck, and then fuse again using that 1 to gain more effects. 1 Monster Reborn, obviously. You know, it's Monster Reborn. There's really no way to describe it otherwise. I only run 2 Called. I could run it at 3, but I feel like 2 is strong enough because you want to see it, but you don't want to brick with it. And Called, by the way, is a huge help for the deck because hand traps against this thing sucks. I run 1 SalamanGreat Gift. This was a new tech card that I decided to put in. Yeah, we've had it for a while, but it can help fill your grave up, plus you can either get a draw 1 or a draw 2 from it. I run 3 Rage. Rage is probably one of the greatest SalamanGreat cards ever to have come out. You can either tribute a SalamanGreat from your hand or your field to blow up a monster or a card, and then the other effect is you can target a link monster that's used by its own name and destroy up to that many cards equal to its link rating. And it's extremely recyclable, but 3 of is just flat out amazing. And for the last ones I run 3 Roar. Counter Trap. It's basically your huge Omni Negate that resets itself, which is one of the greatest plays you could ever have for any deck. That's it for my main deck. For my extra deck, my fusion plays, I run 2 Violet Chimera. Like I was explaining, your Fusion of Fire and your Signet Fusion. Go into one, use the other fusion card to go into the other, and gain your bonus effects. I run 1 Mirage. Basically, it's just kind of fodder that I can, if I need to, I can go up into it, and then I can help extend my plays, or I can use its effect to save myself if need be. 3 Baelinks. This card, actually, I have went through quick. It searches your field card, and which is why I don't run Terraforming. Also, while it's in the grave, it can protect one of your SalamanGreats by banishing itself. 3 Sunlight Wolf, I feel, is mandatory. It's probably one of the best link monsters that have ever come out. The reason they haven't hit it is because they want to see this deck played, and if they hit that, it ruins the entire deck. I run only 2 Heat Leo. Basically, each time one of them comes out, you get to get rid of a spell or trap your opponent has, and then if you use Link Summon using its own name, you can target a monster in your grave and one of your opponent's monsters, and you can make your opponent's monster's attack equal to one you targeted in your grave. I finally got this bad boy. I run 2 Pyro Phoenix. Basically, he is more of a push, plus he is the bigger body of the entire deck. I've gotten to use him a couple times, and it's just brutal. He blows up your opponent's field whenever he comes out, and then he has his own effects on top of that. The only other non-SalamanGreats I run 1 Update Jammer and 1 Transcode for the extra push play. This OTK I have yet to do, but I have had the chance. I just slowly got blocked out, luckily for my opponent. But this mixed with even just your SalamanGreats just gives them the boost that you might need him with a Pyro Phoenix, you have a 33 Pyro Phoenix. If you have Spiny in hand, that's a 38 monster right there. That is really hard to get around. And that concludes my updated SalamanGreat deck. Thanks, guys.